Hello there, good morning to you and welcome to Kakaaki Social. I'm Onoshorena Obozeghie. You're welcome. Now let's hit the ground running this morning from South Nigeria, the University of Calabar exactly, where law students on Monday besieged the office of the institution's vice-chancellor, Professor Florence Obi, to protest alleged sexual harassment, absenteeism, extortion by some of the lecturers in exchange for higher grades. Now, if you are already too busy to have your eyes on the screen this morning, trust me that you will definitely miss the juice of this story because you would have to read some parts of the video yourself. Now, the students particularly accused the Dean of the Faculty of Law, Professor Cyril Idemfo, of sexually harassing female students. Carrying placards with different inscriptions, the female law student want Professor Idemfo to henceforth reserve his grades for himself, as they cannot continue to lose his belt, humble themselves and be leaking some things down there. So they've said, Mr. Lecturer, sir, or Mr. Dean, Mageke grade, like we don't want grades anymore. Keep them for yourself. We're okay with our our CD grade, EF, and all of that. Carry your grade A and go. Now, while the VC has promised necessary actions, the students are also alleging threats and intimidation from the university establishment. All right, let's have some reactions to this now. Caleb says, sexual exploitation is one of many problems in our educational institution. I wish every student would be brave enough to fight any form of exploitation from lecturers, but we need a system that will protect the student when they fight these ills. Enough is enough, I beg. Maria says, let the police, Nigerian Council of Legal Education and other relevant agencies look into this allegation immediately. It's so horrible. Definitely it is. David Akan says, I hope this is not a blackmail. Well, let's see, but back to 2016, this is the same dean, Professor Cyril Idemfo. In 2016, he was accused of rape by a 20-year-old girl at that time, and she was in her 400 level. But then again, I think in 2022, just last year, he was reinstated as the dean of the faculty. And people are asking, why did you have to bring him back? But let's see what NANS, for example, would do, rights organizations would do as we move forward. Away from that, a billboard with the inscription, all eyes on the judiciary, that was erected in Abuja a few days ago has been removed. Such billboards have been making the rounds on social media and have also made it in a few other states. Now, the essence, according to the sponsors, is to remind the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal that Nigerians are watching as the date for final judgment of the presidential election draws near. Now, this one in Abuja, according to a supporter of the APC, Woye, on X, if you want to call it Twitter, on Twitter, he says it breached due process and the violators will be investigated and have their licenses retrieved. But in reaction to this, Adebowale says, very good, because there is law in this country and we should try as much as we should try to obey the law. This country should not be a kangaroo kingdom. For human rights lawyer Effiong, it says removal of billboards stating all eyes on the judiciary is a violation of the constitutional right to freedom of expression. There is nothing inciting in this message and no one should be targeted for that. The law allows the court to be amenable to criticisms and scrutiny. But reacting to him, Chris says it is an act of intimidation of the judiciary, and you know that, counsel. That's responding to him. But more reactions. Victor says any evidence to prove that due process was not followed. We already know why they want to remove the billboard. But the interesting thing is that the message has already been passed. It has achieved its purpose. It is what it is. It is what it is. For Nelson, he said, personally, there is no major issue with the statement on the billboard, regardless of who you support, Tinubu, Atiku, or Obi. Everyone's eyes right now is on the tribunal judges. I mean, I heard that the DG of the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, ACON, that's Olalekan Fadolakpo, has queried the Director of Regulations over his approval of this advert, saying that the advert is capable of instigating public unrest and breach of public peace, as it is a clear blackmail against the Nigerian judiciary and the justices of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. And reports on social media has it that not fewer than 15 officials of the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, LASTMA, have been injured in the crisis between them and some soldiers in Lagos State. Available perspectives on the social media state that trouble started last week Friday, that's August 11, after a soldier was attacked by some LASTMA officials at Oshodi area of the state. One soldier was in a vehicle, according to an eyewitness report, that was apprehended by LASTMA officials for violating traffic rules. Apparently, based on maybe esprit de corps, he thought that he would be allowed to go because he was inside, but that didn't work. Very soon they began arguing. It led to a fight, and then the soldier was overpowered by officials of LASTMA who were on the ground at that scene. Now, I learned that he was flogged and dragged on the floor. That's an eyewitness report also. So since Friday, the soldiers have been on a revenge mission in Oshodi and Ojota areas of Lagos, and about 15 officials of LASTMA have secured various degrees of injuries. Now, this is a video, the first one there, where he was attacked by the soldier, and then the other one will be when they have been retaliating since Friday up until yesterday. Yeah, this one right here. Let's have some reactions to this now. Mr. T says it's most unfortunate that those in authority, I mean lawmakers in Nigeria, are unable to sort out these interagencies clashes every now and then. This issue has become daily film in our streets. Other parts of the world are making mockery of this ugly situation. For Oba, this unchecked abuse of power by people in uniforms and other public officials is embarrassing enough. I just wonder who would put an end to it when the leadership of all levels continued to show that impunity is rewarding. What a show of shame. Your lucky day says, no wonder road clear since today. He remain those ones where they follow fake tax force on a cop go soon full. That's responding to that for the LASTMA. And then for against the soldier now, Timi says this is why Tinubu wants to keep them busy in Niger. Okay, to our final story. 62% has been trending since the early hours of Monday. 62% of Nigerians who believe that the country would move forward under the Tinubu-led government regardless of the state of the nation, while only 38% think otherwise. Now, this is contained in a new survey conducted by CMC Connect LLP, a Lagos-based public perception consultancy and strategic communication organization, and it was done in partnership with Analyst Data Services and Resources. According to both organizations, 1,714 persons from the 6 geopolitical zones took part in that poll, and then they shared their views on the first 60 days of Tinubu in office. So 62% says he would do well, and then 38 now, yeah, they said they're not sure if he would do well or not. So let's have some reactions to this. King Don says the person is looking for a reward from Tinubu as usual. That's the person who did the survey. For P.O. Fairy Godmother, it says, okay, so yesterday I saw a lot of polls on the internet on the comment section like, are you sure that this really worked? Because people were looking for who participated, like who from my geopolitical zone are the 1,714 that were there. So they were running posts, and because, of course, I needed to know who was voting and who was voting where, who was where, I had to also vote. I voted yes, yes in the 2 posts that I saw. That's why you will see check by yes in the 2 yes. So for this first one, 82% has no. So 82% of Nigerians are saying no, that Tinubu will not do well, or it will not be a rewarding moment for Nigerians while Tinubu is in office. Then yes, 18% of persons are saying yes, he will do well. And then for the other one by my left here, they are saying 93 rather, 93% of persons are saying no, he would not excel in office, while only 7% of Nigerians on the social media, of course, that participated in this poll are saying yes, he would excel. Let's have 2 more reactions now before we call it a day on Kakaaki Social today. Uche says these Nigerians must be living in Mars and definitely not on Earth, because even Nigerians in diaspora can tell nothing is working under Tinubu, let alone those in Nigeria who are directly bearing the brunt of his misrule. And Adex Baby says, I am among the 62% that believe Nigeria will move forward under his administration. I will criticize him if he doesn't. So that's how we call it a day today on Kakaaki Social. Our number is 0811543670. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Good morning, Adora.
Good morning, Rena. Thank you for that breakdown. I was just wondering, you mentioned 1,714 persons. So subtract that from 200 million Nigerians. What you have is 199 million.
No, we have to times it by 6, first of all.
Yes, but then I don't know if they came to Okigwe, because I never heard anybody or saw anybody feel that something.
I was not aware that anything like that was going on. And why it was even a big deal for some persons on the internet is because the organization, the lead organization, is based in Lagos. So, I mean, they were trying to marry all the situations, all the indices, and